And now the latest analysis suggests the conflict between the United States and Iran is no longer being viewed as a short war, but increasingly as a strategic stalemate, sometimes even described by commentators as a new Cold War. Former officials and analysts argue that the situation has now shifted into a prolonged geopolitical pressure contest centered on two key points: the military power projection and the Strait of Hormuz. One of the key arguments raised is that the United States is trying to demonstrate overwhelming military credibility, not just in the Middle East, but in other global flashpoints as well. The idea, according to the former Pentagon advisor Mark Kanshian, is that U.S. military action in the region sends a message far beyond Iran. China, for example, is closely watching these developments. Analysts point out that Beijing has limited recent combat experience, with its last major conflict dating back to 1979. That historical gap is often cited as a factor in how China assesses risk in potential future confrontations. At the same time, the closure or disruption of the Strait of Hormuz is being compared to potential scenarios in the Indo-Pacific, particularly around Taiwan, where maritime control and blockades would play a critical strategic role. However, experts caution that the comparison is not straightforward. While Iran has demonstrated an ability to disrupt shipping in its immediate region, Taiwan operates under a completely different geopolitical and military environment. Still, the broader strategic message remains the same. Maritime choke points are now central to modern geopolitical power struggles. U.S. The persistence doctrine. Now, former Ambassador David Hale argues that the biggest weakness in U.S. foreign policy is not military capability, but consistency. He says American strategy often changes with political cycles, shifting every 2 to 4 years depending on administration priorities. In contrast, Iran has maintained a far more consistent long-term posture, having experienced multiple U.S. administrations and policy shifts without fundamentally changing its strategic behavior. That's all for now. Keep watching for more updates.